Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we have our West final review coming up as the game just happened just a little bit ago. And, the Saskatchewan Roughriders will go to the Grey Cup as they defeat the BC Lions by a score of 24-21. And I got my nightmare scenario in the Grey Cup in the sense of, if you asked me at the start of the playoffs, which team in the West and which team in the East I would really hope doesn't make the Grey Cup, it would have been Montreal in the East, as I obviously would have wanted Winnipeg to make it the most, then Hamilton, and then Montreal third, and then Saskatchewan in the West. So I'm getting the worst possible Grey Cup for me, as it's going to be the Alouettes versus the Riders, as the Riders win, and in a game where if the Lions just could play some goddamn defense, they could have closed this out. And, man. So, firstly, Nathan Rourke does everything he can. So, he goes 20 for 30. His completion percentage isn't the greatest. But some of the passes he makes, he had no business making. And he seriously made some really key runs when needed. I think, I'm not going to lie, I think the CFL rushing stats for Nathan Rourke are wrong. I think these are incorrect because there's no way he just rushed for 6 yards. I saw him in that game run at least for 10 on numerous occasions.
Yeah, but how many of them? Yeah, but you got to remember though, he may have rushed for 10. But he could also have lost yards too.
Yes, but the problem is it says his longest rush was 4 yards. That's the problem. Cumulatively, yes, he could have lost those. I agree. The problem is the longest rush was more than 4. I know it was. I watched the game. So I think those numbers are inaccurate. But that's fine. Anyway, but overall, Nathan Rourke does about as much as he can. It's not Nathan Rourke that loses this game for BC. Nathan Rourke plays his heart out. It's got to be that Rider defense. The Lions offense really makes some key drives to get them back in, to tie the game, to then go up by a touchdown, and they got to hold on to that lead. And they couldn't keep the Riders' passing game. And the Riders' passing game is very good, but the Lions just they crumbled under the pressure. They couldn't get it. Everyone's kind of joking around saying it was the cold. I don't think it was. I think it was just inability. And that's something where, I was questioning if the Riders were going to get it done. As Trevor Harris he plays pretty well. Goes 26 for 38, 305 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. There were some instances, though, that Trevor Harris, I'm not sure about him in the sense of that there was a couple throws that were just nowhere near the guy. And there was an instance where he went on a bit of a run himself, took some hits, and kind of looked like an old man getting up, and he's 39. Like, I imagine that this is his last season in the CF. I would be shocked if he plays at 40. But who knows? Maybe, especially if they win, that he's like, you know what, I got another year in me. Or maybe he retires off into the sunset. We'll have to see. But AJ Ouellette plays fantastic for Saskatchewan here. 17 carries for 113 rushing yards. The Lions struggled to deal with him. The Saskatchewan Roughriders offensive line does a really, really good job at pushing him down. Brammer, in particular, did a really good job at pushing that group. Him and Yoshi Hardrick, Jamarcus Hardrick, were kind of two really, really key pieces. Logan Furland had some good blocks, but I found that Brammer probably had the biggest impact in the rush blocking. Really, really drove it down on his blocks. Just because I feel like the O-line doesn't get talked about enough, and that was fair. Samuel Emelis has a very, very good game. Shaver Baker, it's funny, he gets a touchdown. I don't think he looked that great. He had 10 targets, 3 receptions, and there were some that he really should have had. He does get the touchdown, but I don't know. If I'm Saskatchewan, I think you could see more out of him. So it's kind of crazy to think that even though the Riders played very, very well, you can get more out of him. So there is that. Baldonado gets a sack. Antoine Brooks Jr. gets a sack. There's a sack as well for A.J. Allen. And then there is a interception for Marcus Sales as he's able to get in front of it and snag the ball. And I'll give credit where credit's due. Brett Loth, I can't believe I just saw a game, Rick, where Brett Lother outkicked Sean White. Brett Lother was 3 for 3. Sean White was 0 for 1. And that is not a common thing. That is not a common thing that you see. So, what did you think of this game, Rick? Rick? I cannot hear you. Wait 1 second. Chat? Can't hear you. Cannot hear a word you're saying. Hello? I cannot hear you. Rick?
I can see it go up and
Oh,
down.
now I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know if it was Tommy Neild or if it was Duncan Busby later on in the end where he threw them the ball and it like bounced right off his gloves. Like it should have been like a for sure catch.
I think it was Duncan Busby.
But it's just like, oh my lord, like you gotta be kidding me.
Are you writing notes for this video, or because I've been seeing you writing notes like a madman?
No, I'm trying to.
Or is that something else?
No, I'm trying to plan something while you're talking.
Oh, I see. Because, like, it's funny. This game starts a little slow as well. Literally, for a while, this is a 1-0 game. It's like a hockey score.
Not as slow as ours was, though.
I mean, not by much, though. It was 1-0 as opposed to 0-0. Like, pretty similar. And BC,
they
like this,
a touchdown in the second.
This is one of the rare instances, because someone in our chat was telling us about how, at least down in the NFL, the vast majority of games are decided by halftime. And what they mean by that is whoever's leading going into halftime, more often than not, wins the game. This does not happen in this game, as the Riders are down by halftime, but they will lose this game.
Whoever that was, I'm not taking jabs at them or not. They clearly have not seen CFL games this season. If they think the last, or that
to be fair, this was an American fan who was just giving a stat on NFL football, and they specified. I'll give him credit.
Okay, NFL football. I was gonna say, listen,
yeah, they did.
If you think that, and our games decide when the clock reaches 0.
Yep, it ain't over till it's over. And I will say,
clearly,
it's, you know what it is? It's the annual tradition that's now showing up on Twitter. You know what it is, Rick?
Oh.
All the BC choke memes. They're back. They're back in full swing. It's the annual tradition. They make their appearance every year in the postseason. Man, it's like BC, I really thought that this was their year, man, to go on a run. It was like they've been so close so many times in that West final that they've lost. Their only challenge that they've had was Winnipeg. And now Saskatchewan plays spoiler to them as well. So just
it's not even that. It's the fact that, like, even with us, it's like, how many times this year I'm telling you right now, I've lost track on my hand of how many games we've lost on a last second field goal.
Well, you know what's insane about this, Rick? Like, when it comes to the last second field goal, that's how BC gets into this game. That's how they beat Calgary. Was that last second
No,
field
I know
goal.
that.
And then it's that last second touchdown in this game that plays spoiler to them. So
No, I'm just saying no because like our team is known for that where they blow it and then they team wins like a last minute field goal. And then all the fans are disappointed. It's like that's why like when you I not in our game, but you know how like you'll see like those fans like start to cry because their team lost.
yes.
To me, this loss was just another game because they fucking lost with a field goal. And
Whoa,
every
who lost
play,
with the field goal?
we lost the game by a field goal.
Oh, are you
It's
talking
just
about the
not.
Hamilton game again?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
I'm like because we brought up the whole field goal and games are decided at halftime and everything. I'm like,
yeah.
this is just another tie cat game where we lose. That's why like the first game didn't bother me as much because it's just another fucking tie cat game where we lose by a fucking field goal.
Yeah. Now this was one where like one play that I will say is really interesting is, and this was a controversial play when it happened, and I was like, oh, I don't know how about that. The Riders on third down in scoring position opt for the field goal. Now it ends up working out for them as they get the field goal, and that means when they get that touchdown at the end of the game, they win.
Mm.
I was really unsure of it. If I was Saskatchewan, I would have seriously considered going for that. As it was one of those things where if you kick the field goal there and BC actually on their offense is able to kill a lot more clock, and then they are able to play a little bit better shutdown defense, BC's got that win in the bag.
That's the exact same thing that happened to us.
Like that
Is
was probably a conversation you guys were having too, right?
like it was 16-13. It was 3-2, and instead of going for it, they decided to take the points and tie the game.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean that. I'm talking this game. I'm not talking about the other game.
No, I was just using that as a reference.
Oh, just like an analogy.
But
You're just as a point of reference. I see
can
what
we
you're saying.
discuss of how shitty Keon Schaefer Baker played?
That was something that I mentioned. I just was talking about that, about how Shaver Baker makes some key catches, and I'll give him credit where credit's due for that. However, he has 10 targets this game. Now, one or
Three
two of those.
were catches.
Now, yeah, exactly. Well, he had 10 targets, only 3 receptions. Now, I'll give credit. I'll be fair here. One or two of those were on Trevor Harris, where he throws one in the dirt. That doesn't make it to him. However, that still leaves at least 5 more where he should have had it. I saw one where literally it hit him right in the hands and dropped right on the ground. Both hands, not just one. So, shake and bake wasn't all shake and bake today. I don't know. Is there anything else that you got here? Besides, firstly, actually, while you're thinking about that, I want to thank everyone who tuned into the stream, as both of our live streams today did very, very well. But actually, our BC versus Saskatchewan one was the best live stream that we've had on the channel in terms of viewership, as it averaged around 4 times our usual view count. You guys were really, really engaged in it, and honestly, it was just a lot of fun having you guys there. So really, really appreciate all the support you guys gave. So thank you.
Do you remember what the Sean White miss was?
He hit the post.
No, I know, but like how far?
How far was he?
Yeah, like what was like the yardage attempt? Do you
Let me
remember?
see. How
Because I know it wasn't in the.
Sean White.
I know it wasn't in the second half. Oh, 42. It was beginning of the second quarter. Like I'm even surprised like he missed that.
I was shocked when he missed that. I thought for sure he was going to hit it. Because I thought it's not 50, so he's good.
True.
It's under 50. Sean White's going to be money. And then he wasn't. Again, Brett Lothar outplaying Sean White was not on my bingo card. Like
But now, can you outplay Maltos next week?
That's the thing. Now you got to do it all over again. He outplayed him for this game, but the problem wasn't Brett Lothar every game of the season. It was here and there. And he'd look fine one game, but then the next game, he'd have his problems. So we'll have to see if he's able to keep that consistency in the postseason or if it'll fall back to kind of his older ways. Is there anything else you got there, Rick?
No, sir.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to be doing some live streams that may have already started being happening because I don't know when I'm releasing this exactly tomorrow. But we're doing some rewatch live streams of some U Sports. We got 2 games happening on the Sunday and 2 on the Tuesday. So make sure you tune in for some of that.
Laval at Montreal will be 12 to 2:30
Eastern time.
Yes. And then the Queens at Laurier will be at 6. And then the St. Francis and St. Mary's will be at 12 on
Remembrance Day.
Remembrance Day, because I don't want to do a live stream during the 11th hour. So out of respect, I'm doing it at 12.
Yep.
And then probably the Regina game will probably be at like 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so make sure you guys tune into that. Some U Sports rewatch live streams. It'll be a lot of fun for that. And then, of course, later this week, we're going to be doing our preview of the 112th Grey Cup. I'll be at the Grey Cup. I might even be able to film some kind of fun content for the Grey Cup here in Winnipeg. And then Grey Cup game, I'm going to be there in the building. Rick's going to be live streaming it here on the channel. So make sure you guys tune in there for the stream that Rick's doing. Yeah.
Next, because I know Carter's going to say, I haven't slept yet, so it's not technically Sunday, even though we're recording this Sunday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time. Saturday the 15th, I will be live streaming the 2 national championship games.
I may or may not be joining for that. It'll all depend on what's happening for Grey Cup, as I might be going to some Grey Cup events. We'll see.
So, the first game's at 12 for those people that are watching this. Second game's at 3:15.
Yeah. Is there anything else we got there, Rick, or shall we wrap this up? So
we should wrap it up.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace, love, and positivity to all you wonderful people at home. We'll see you guys next time.